Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, and we are short a player. I am Justin Nightinger, and I'm going to be your DM tonight on DMSAVINGTHROW. We're going to be kicking it off. Wow, my brain is mush. I apologize. We're kicking off in alphabetical order. Casey, go. So I stop mumbling.
Kicking it old school. Hey everybody, my name's Casey Boyd. I'm playing Byron Bancroft, your lovable bard, who's going to get turned into a meat splatter tonight.
Hello, my name is Lisa. I am playing Nyx, the reborn cleric, who will also be likely turning into some meat splatter tonight.
And I am Rob playing Casper, the orc paladin, maybe an orc barbarian in my next character, who is also getting turned into a meat splatter tonight.
As always, we're playing D&D 5e with a few homebrew rules and thrown into the mix. Does the thing still work on the side of the Switch? We're using the Beyond extension if it still works. If it's there, cool, you can see us. If not, sorry. Last thing, in the middle of the board, we have Tailspire, which is super awesome, and we are that much closer to seeing the add-on that allow us to create our own characters. The Hero Forge. There we go, guys. My brain is shot. I apologize. It's Tuesday.
Okay, bud. It's all right. You missed last week. It's taken a little while to get back into things. It's okay.
But do we have anything else before I go into the recap?
Yes. Who is giving out inspiration tonight?
It's going to be Casey giving out inspiration tonight. He gets to. So be awesome in chat, and maybe he'll pick you. Or not be awesome. He still might pick you. So 2 weeks ago was the last time we played this one.
Casey has low standards, so anybody can.
He does let me DM. So, but 2 weeks ago we got to play this game because last week I was out at a pizza convention. But the group got into the volcano, and it's there they decided to do a little bit of yelling and call out for a dragon. They didn't really call for a dragon, but that's what showed up, and it tried to kill them, but they made easy work of it. After that, they took a rest, and they headed off to the castle. When they got to the castle, they found that the door was open, and then they tried to bully their way into the boss battle. Spoiler alert, they've now pulled 2 battles together, so let's see how that goes. I'm a little concerned, but
you say tried to bully their way, and they did. They 100% bullied their way into a boss battle, and I think we might learn that was a mistake.
I'd just like to say how impressive it is that Casper rolled a 30 for intimidation. that was a good roll.
Baby. That was a crit.
No moms were left unharmed from that browbeating.
My skills are athletics and intimidation. That's all I got. I'm not good at anything else.
So, we gave Alligator inspiration last time. I believe I saw Alligator in chat, but I'm not sure. But Alligator, you get it for being awesome at Byron hip-hop names. And if you would like, you may give me either advantage or disadvantage at 1 point, or you may give the players advantage when they need it most certainly here shortly. Any questions before we kick off this here shit show?
No, but thank you again, Alligator, for the amazing recommendations. I missed the prior session, but I did get to come back to Barty B, and it's been making me laugh for the past 2 straight weeks. So thank you for that.
Okay. So
now let's get to dying.
Yeah, buddy. Byron and Casper, you look around, and all of a sudden, Nyx is behind you. But to give you an idea of what's going on, there were these 2 creatures. They were kind of like giants, but they weren't. They are with you in this hallway. Before you is a open doorway with a gigantic fire giant. I know that's a little redundant, but it's a very large boy. On this giant is mechanical apparatus. It almost looks like he's part machine and part giant. It's got like pistons on its arm. It's got a giant It's got a giant smithing hammer in its hand. And I believe it's going to get ready to say here something as soon as Casey hits a button.
Are you the ones who killed my dragon, my beloved pet Charnosk? Oh, you show up now that my work is complete. No matter though, I'll fuel the forge with your souls.
Those laughs.
How long you been sitting on that little soundbite for?
I made it this morning.
I was going to say 6, 7 hours.
Oh my god.
That's so good. That's so good.
My goodness, someone's in his villain
on
era.
that- No.
Justin said he has a crazy laugh. I said, okay, I'll just
Hold
go
my snow
embarrass
cone.
myself.
Can
Let's
do,
see what
Yeah.
we can do.
I thought it was
Fantastic.
great. So,
Yeah. I do have a question.
yep, fire away.
So we've been looking this whole time for a spear of some kind.
A lance. Yep.
A lance. A lance. And probably a big one. Do we see it in this room?
It's amazing that you asked that, because as this giant turns, behind him, it's about 15, 20 feet long, is the forge, and there's these giant white and blue flames licking up from it. And hanging over that is this gigantic lance.
Okay.
Hanging.
I didn't want to do
By
this
what?
boss fight. If the lance is
You can't really tell. It's just it's like sitting there where he was hitting it with his hammer when you walked in.
Okay, so it's sitting on top of like an anvil or something? It's, like,
Yeah,
coming off the edge
in
of
this
it?
forge area. Yep.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like floating in midair or if it was.
It is not. It is not
connected.
floating. Nope.
Okay.
How close is it to the ground?
So the space is it's about 10 feet tall to the middle of this giant, and then we'll say it's 2 feet above that where it's working.
And the lance is the size of like, I don't know, how many men?
3 full-grown men end to end.
It's so tall. Okay.
Big
Hmm.
lance. Needs a big
Yeah,
boy
very,
to wield it.
very
Mhm.
big lance. Was
That's
the promise
what
that we made
she
to bring
said.
back the lance like in full, or if we just bring back like, I don't know, like one man's length of lance, is that enough to fulfill the quest?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that we need like the whole lance. If it means escaping with our lives, if we can only grab a piece of it and then we dip out. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking ahead. That's all. Being proactive, if you will.
So, yeah, let me get some fighty fight music going on here, because you guys are officially in combat. So let's roll some
we are?
initiatives. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you
Oh
are.
my god. We're not even in the room?
I mean, would you like to be in the room? You got wait. I'll give you a chance. We're not gonna. I'm telling you now. You just can't roll intimidation on this guy. You can try, but
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
Another natural 30.
yeah, he scoffs at your 30 and rolls a 73.
Oh my god. We're a Pathfinder up in here, boys.
Step 1 of my initiative, I'd like to pee my pants, please.
I think that's a free action.
It is.
Excellent.
Okay. Part of our plans were being in the room to close the door.
I'll allow it. Go ahead. You
okay.
can walk in the door.
Okay. That also means we're not going to get gangbanged by these two giants right next to us.
Get in
Not
there, get in the room.
immediately.
What the fuck are those?
Okay.
Yeah,
So let me describe the room a little bit more.
certain
So you
death.
walk into this room, and as you do, they're like eyeballs with wings on them. They're the same thing that you saw above the castle when you guys first walked in. But as you walk into the door, he starts to giggle again, and you see him step on a button. And as he does, the doors behind you close.
Okay. That doesn't seem that bad.
Solves one problem. At least
Solves
we.
one problem.
Wait, was he
Yeah.
doing that regardless?
It's
Was
a
he
little
just out of the room?
Deus Ex Machina.
No, it's great. No, I'm sure he loves being alone when tearing apart potential threats. So this is very on brand for him and not at all a last ditch effort to help us.
You know, I don't like it when people look at me whenever I'm enjoying myself. So.
So
Private
in this
man, that
room, like I
Wyrmral.
said, there's the forge. Over by where I have it's an anvil on the I guess that's the south side of the room. That is actually it looks like a big machine with these glowing red and yellow lights. Some of the lights are on, some of the lights are off. And as you guys walked into this room and these eyeball creatures flew into the air, they started to flicker. So let me get some initiative.
All right, well, good luck, guys.
13.
All right.
16.
Hey, 13.
16. This is not looking good, but let's see what my rolls do. Worse.
It's pretty
Nice.
good for me, actually.
Okay. Nix, you are up first.
Okay, perfect. I'm guessing this dude's con is gonna be ridiculous, but let's give it a good old con save just to start us off strong.
Okay. Can you tell me what you're trying to do?
I'm trying to blind him, please.
Okay. You cast. Nothing happens.
What do you mean nothing happens?
I mean, you cast the
What does that
spell
mean?
and nothing happened.
Like he's saved, or like I can't cast magic in this room?
Give me an Arcana
I-
check.
Okay, can I? Yeah. Well, how is?
I mean, I don't think.
23.
Your spell did not work here.
Sir, this is not. What do you mean? I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to panic, and
Okay.
then
That's
I'm just gonna
panic
run.
is a free action.
Yeah, we're just gonna run a little circle for my movement as she
Okay.
flustered and tries to determine what the hell to do next.
You get an
Okay.
extra 10 feet of movement.
Oh,
because of my aura,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, so you can do another lap.
that's a whole extra circle. No, but you can see that like the absolute dread has kind of sunken in. Coming back from being tucked away in a nice, safe, cozy hut, stepping out and seeing this nonsense, and now realizing she can't even cast. And she would explain that it's just like, I can't use my spells. Do any of you have can you feel your magic? I'm moving it along, my man.
Can-
Okay. Next up is Byron.
Okay. So the thing that caught Byron's attention was the flashy lights things. So he immediately is pulling out his hand crossbow, which he hasn't used in forever. And he is going to pop off and try to attack the anvil to try to hopefully short out something, because in his mind, he saw flashy lights, he saw the skulls with eyes light up, and he's just praying that it's some type of mechanical device preventing it versus
Okay.
an ability. So I will attack the with a 20.
Okay. So your crossbow bolt flies across the room and into this machine, and as it does, sparks start to flare up, and the lights go out.
Okay. With the lights going out, I'm going to look into I'm going to open my cloak and see if Athena, since she is a magical based creature, see if she is still there.
No.
Okay. Well, happy that I did something. I'm going to say, okay, well, Casper, this is on you. And I'm just going to stop behind him and bardic inspiration, because you can't take that from me. I'm inspiring.
I love the fact that you guys are just cowering.
I did not
You just ran
cower.
behind.
I shot the anvil, hoping that did something. By the way, are the skull's eyes still alight?
They're flying and they're like flashing.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Either one of you guys can give me an Arcana check if you'd like.
Either one is in the three of us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And 11.
I don't know which one of us was being gate kept out of the Arcana check. I got a, 19 or something? Yeah.
It's
19.
Byron. He was too busy.
Okay. You in your panic, Nyx, you can see that there is a blur effect on these skull creatures.
Great. Okay. You have Bardic Inspiration, Casper. Get out there, do some fucking work.
So when you say blurred, do you mean like the spell, or it just
Yes.
looks like they're blurred?
Yep.
What?
Oh, blur with a capital B. I get you.
Okay. I might have missed this. What is this guy here?
That's one of those flying things. There's 4 of them. There's one in each corner of the room right now.
Oh. Okay. Okay. The winged guys are giant eyeballs flying.
Yep.
It's the blur spell. The other tentacle monster guys. So how are they different?
All right, here. Let me show you. Right. So this guy here, you see the light?
Yeah.
The little tentacle guy. That's actually we'll say is about a 1 foot tall eyeball with wings on it. Okay. Each one of those is in the corner and they're flashing. So that is the creature that I'm talking about. Yep. And then the only other creature in here that you can see right now is the giant.
Oh. What? Oh, then what are the flying skull people?
That's what those things are in. Oh. That would be me not knowing they were there.
Okay.
That's way better than our other situation.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. There's
You
like
said
a
the tentacle things, and I was like, "What tentacle things?" I see
Nope.
the eyeball monsters, but
No.
Okay. Oh, it's darker now.
Okay,
They're providing some light. Okay.
Yeah, apparently I
Okay.
put those in for light.
oh, you can just leave them in if we know that they're not actually.
okay.
all right.
Cool.
That way you can see better.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How far away is this guy? Oh, well, he might not be able to
he's
get there in
fine.
one turn. All right, good luck, guys. I'll go for the eyeball guys. I don't.
You're
I don't
inspired,
believe
sir.
this is-
Go take a punch.
Yeah. I don't think that helps me with getting hit.
Hit
But
something.
I'm going to go attack this guy.
Okay.
Because I think that's what's stopping the magic, and you guys need your kits. So, I'm going to attack. Sorry.
So
Casper,
your attack will be at disadvantage.
yeah. Okay. Oh my god. So, wow. Okay. Casper kind of quickly takes stock of the situation. His gaze is mostly focused on the giant in front of us. But he hears a psst as Nyx tries to cast a spell and can't. And both of his casters are freaking out behind him. So, well-deserved freaking out. And he is going to go for the source that he thinks is there. He's going to draw his Wilehander +1 Vicious Greatsword. He's not using Sword and Board this fight. And he's going to attack.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. A 13 to hit. Do I have to use Bardic Inspiration before or after I know it fails?
So 13 meets.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you for your honesty.
Yep.
Okay. Attack. Yeah. 15. No, 16 damage.
Okay.
Magical slashing damage.
So hold on, I need to. All right, you said 16?
Yeah.
All right, so you come running over and you bring your gigantic sword down, and it just hits this thing in the eye, and it just starts to ooze down the front. And as you do this, the two casters of the party, you just feel a little bit of magic for just the briefest of seconds. And anything else?
Just a fuck of a fight. Is it dead?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I do have 2 attacks, so I will attack again. Alright. Hiya! An 11 to hit. I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration on that. What is your
Okay.
die right now, Casey? 8? D8?
1d8, yeah.
Need a 2.
Come on, 1.
Come on, 1.
Come on, 1.
No roll at all. Alright, a 6. So
Ah.
that's 17 to hit. So that hits. I'm going to roll my damage. 13 slashing damage.
Oof. Okay, so you bring the sword up the first time, and then as you do, you bring it right back up, and you split this eyeball directly in 2. So that's...
Okay.
Alright.
That's good. I'm glad I did that. That is only move 20 feet. I can move right back.
Okay.
Casper hustles over and then turns around and jogs back. All right, I think we got to take out those eyeballs or something.
All right,
Also,
so...
good hit on the anvil. I don't know what that did, but it stopped working. So.
Byron's like trying to load up his crossbow again. He's like, me the fuck either, man. I don't know.
You hear the giant, its gravelly voice. It's like, as it starts to pour something in the end of its smithing hammer and takes a step forward and aims the hammer directly at you. I need dexterity saving throws.
Okay. All right, everybody gets +4.
Ooh, 25.
Let's.
Sweet.
I'll take it.
Oh my God!
13.
Natural 1.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh guy.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, let me roll
Yeah, that's a
Allie!
womp for sure.
I don't know if we want to use. Maybe we shouldn't use the inspiration on this one. No, let's save it. Unless I mean, it's up to you, Alec.
All right, so the end of this smithing hammer comes alight as fire shoots out, and it does. I lost count again. It's 37 points of damage unless you save, then it does half, which would be, I guess, 18 points of damage.
Owie.
Owie indeed.
Yep.
It's okay.
And you see now these creatures are moving.
I don't see any more of the tentacles.
There's one in all 4 corners.
Okay. Is it just my token height?
Probably.
Maybe here, I'll put a light on them so you can see it. Look, there's one here in this corner. Do you see the light?
Didn't I just kill that one?
Yeah, there was one other one over here.
Okay.
It just moved out here. There's this one over here. And then there's one back here you probably can't see behind the fire.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got to be that sneaky, tricky.
Can
one
they
there.
use like level 1 spells now? Did we give them
I have a feeling that these are,
Yeah, we get our cantrips ability.
for meta knowledge, I have a feeling they're aberration type anti-magical cone creatures, so...
So, yes.
Well, it is now the top of the order again. So that brings you to Nyx.
All right. Nyx is rooting around her bag, and with kind of shaky hands, she pulls out a very barely used longbow. Just this,
cobwebs? You brush up the cobwebs.
yeah. It's not broken in the slightest, and it's just like, oh, I'm glad I hung on to this. Alley up. 22. Let's go.
Okay, 22 hits. Which one are you aiming at?
I am aiming at the one that's taken over in this corner here on the
Okay.
right side.
The one, like
This
by the
one
one that just
here.
died already?
The one that just died already. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
And
22 hits.
yeah, and we are going to hit for 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so you've calmed yourself a little bit. Reach into your pack, pull out your bow, and just unleash an arrow that hits it right in the side of the eye. It goes squeak, and as the arrow pierces into the soft, fleshy part of the eye.
Perfect.
Anything else?
I can try to cast a bonus.
Yeah.
I can try to cast a spell as a bonus attack, and we'll see if it does anything.
Okay.
I will attempt to cast Healing Word, which is a first level spell. Is there just enough magic coursing through my veins to allow for a healing word?
Nope.
Ah, okay. Because we gotta get them all, boys. All right.
I don't know if we can do that. Oh god.
All right. So, it is now Byron's turn.
Byron taking Q, reloads, aims at the other one in the corner, and tries to shoot it.
Okay, the same one that Nick just shot, or the other corner?
The other corner.
Okay.
The one that's a little bit higher.
What'd you get?
A natural 1.
Oh, okay. You've never seen a crossbow jam before, but it did.
I look down and I realize I've loaded the bolt completely backwards.
It's actually a dildo. You've loaded a dildo into your crossbow. All right. Anything else for you?
I will just say, Casper, I'm telling you, man, you've got this guy. You look way stronger than him. I promise you. I've seen you without your armor on. You are a manly man. Go get him.
Thank you. Thanks.
Another bardic inspiration.
You're gonna die though.
No.
No, I'm dead.
Don't pay attention to what we're doing back here. I mean, we're winning things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All
Casper?
right, listen. Elephant in the room, DM. Can I grab the spear, the lance,
The lance,
and use it? Yeah. What do I need to do to do that?
I mean, you have to
Attuned to
run
it.
past him.
Okay.
You have to get up onto here, and then you have to see whether or not you need to attune to this weapon. And I think you just froze.
Oh, I thought he was just thinking really hard about it. I was like, I don't know about that attunement issue.
I wish I could throw an image of all of the mathematical numbers going around him like he's counting. He's just like,
Oh no!
I've got it
Allie's
figured
fire
out.
I just went down. Oh no!
Sorry. That's so
Oh,
annoying.
he got
I don't know
vocal.
what's doing that.
There he is.
All
He's
right.
back.
I'm
It's the
sorry,
cat's
guys.
playing with the router.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I have to jump up onto it, and then what?
So, and hope that you don't have to attune to the weapon. I mean, you could literally pick it up and try to hit something with it. That doesn't hurt you, but
Yeah, that's fair. That's a pretty big risk.
Do it. Do it.
It is style points.
Do it.
Okay.
It'll be cool.
First and foremost, I'm drinking my potion of superior healing. So is that bonus actions in this campaign?
yeah, I believe that's
To
what
do
we
that?
said it was.
Okay.
You can't give it to somebody else, right? It's you use it yourself. It's it's a bonus action. You give it to somebody else as an actual action. I believe.
I
If I'm
could
wrong,
be
let me
Yeah,
know.
that's how I homebrew it. If you want to use the same thing, then yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what we do. I like that. It's,
right.
House rules.
I guess we'll find out what happens because I know what happens when you drink a potion
Section. Using
in
another character's
Beholder.
action, handing a punch to another character is a bonus action.
Oh no.
Did I
Okay.
miss something?
I do drink the potion, so Casper fishes into his pack and unstops the cork of a fairly expensive looking potion and then knocks it back.
No.
yep. Didn't work. It's magic.
Really?
It's magic.
I hate magic. I hate this game.
Wow. That is so unfortunate. So if I get out of that magic, though, will it's still in my system? Does it have just a delayed effect?
It's like a spell in a shot glass. Like that's how it works.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So it's the act of it going through your lips.
Yeah, so
that
you
heals
pour it, and
you.
as it's like trying to reach your lips, it just is evaporating into air.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
boy.
Well, I see why you said what you said, Justin. And from the bottom of my heart,
You
fuck
hate me?
you. Okay. Well, now we're super dead. I don't even remember. I have to subtract the HP. I didn't even
Take
think
down
that it would.
28.
One of the little
Yeah.
guys. Let's just keep plugging away at the little eyeball creatures.
Yeah.
Kill
And
all of
then
them.
we can heal you right back up, though. We'll be able to heal you like so
There's
fast.
only
Yeah.
4 of them.
There's
I mean,
like
it's not
3
like
of them
people are rolling
now.
natural ones.
All right. Where is the closest eyeball guy to me?
So they're like equidistant to you in the corners of the room, to your character's left and right.
So there's
one that's,
another
like,
one to my right because I
here.
killed one to the right.
Yeah,
Yep.
another
it's
one took
moved
its
over.
place.
Okay.
And then there's one that's like over here.
I'll give it a torch. Hold on. There we go. There's a torch. And there's a torch.
Okay. Hey. Okay. All right. I'm going to go over and start beating. Jesus Christ. Did that also take my? Wow, my channel divinity wouldn't work either.
Nope.
That's crazy. Fuck. Wow. Okay.
Throw a stick.
Allie, I have
Punch
never done
something.
this to you guys. Just know that you can bitch all you want. I've never done this. All right. All right. I'm gonna go over again, and wow. Oh, would my lay on hands really not work? Those are class features. Would those also
Is it
not work?
magic?
I
If
mean,
if it's magic, it doesn't work.
it's a technically it's a class feature. It doesn't say that it's magical. I'm not doing that though. But
Okay.
that is something I will need to know probably pretty shortly. Okay, I'm going to attack this guy twice.
Okay.
With my greatsword. Maybe I'll get 2 crits as opposed to 2 misses. No, a natural 1.
Oof. So you run over there and you trip over the one that you just killed, and end up prone. You still got your weapon and stuff, but you tripped and fell.
It's not a spell, but it is still magic. Also, so's your aura.
We can't even
Okay.
use the
You can't even
aura?
run 10 feet farther.
Oh my god.
That's some fucking bullshit.
Or maybe, oh my Wyrmral? Maybe we farm our way out of this.
Maybe that's how you do it. You start a new cult. All hail Wyrmral. Is it my turn now?
Well, I mean, hey, if you can't beat him,
I don't
literally.
need magic to grovel. Alright.
All right. Anything else, Casper?
is that?
I mean, he sounded totally sane. We can easily bargain with this guy.
Can I? Okay. I'm gonna attack this bitch from the ground. I think. That's pretty close though. Now I'll stand up. I mean, if I don't have my aura, I don't even have half my movement left.
Okay.
So does that mean I can't stand up, or I just have to use the rest of my movement to stand up?
You'd use your rest of your movement to stand up.
Okay, I'll do that. He goes over. He slips as like a banana peel on the ground. He gets up. Okay. He's gonna take another swing.
So we know that the boss is high in potassium.
Oh, that's a 9 to hit. I'm gonna roll. I did it at advantage instead. My bardic inspiration to see if I actually do hit.
Okay.
That is a 15. with
15
bardic
hits.
Inspiration.
15
Alright.
hits.
We'll take it.
For 12 damage. And
Oh,
I
God.
can't even smite.
It's almost dead.
It really is. Like, it is. If I had to give it a numerical value, it would be 2. So this thing, there is just ooze coming out of this thing as you slashed open the eye. There's still an arrow in the side of it, and it's just barely flapping away. It's like, son of a bitch, we gotta go. But it is now Wyrmral's turn, and it menacingly starts walking forward, and it doesn't step on top of you, Nix. Hold on
sorry,
a second.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
All right, why is it? Come on, computer. All right, so it stands right here, and it is going to attack you 2 times, Nix.
Okay.
All right,
That was a lot of dice noises. from
Does a
Mike
38 hit?
there.
that's a 27 and a 26 to hit.
This is gonna shock you. Both of those hit.
Okay. Oh, I'm dropping dice. Oh, shit.
Well,
Hey, the important thing is
You're cutting words subtract
That's
5. Is that
19 for the first, 19 points in the first one,
okay?
and
if I rolled a perfect 8, I could have saved maybe one of them.
that is 23 points on the second one.
I'm down.
Hold on, let me flip your character over here.
really?
I'm down.
So
much
he
damage
comes
was
over
that?
and he
I'm down.
brings his.
I don't.
Well, it was the fire
the
attack.
math is
Oh,
mathing.
it was the fire.
I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you.
Okay.
So
I thought it was like
the-
just 40 damage. It's okay.
The hammer comes down, hitting you, Nyx, 2 times. You can see pieces of her incorporeal body just starting to separate as she falls to the ground. These things in the corner do not move. Nyx, it's your turn, so could you please give me a death saving throw?
I sure can. And just as a reminder, I am a reborn,
Mm-hmm.
which means I do have advantage on death saves.
Awesome. Come on.
So,
Natural 20.
That's a 15. 15.
Okay. That gets you a save.
You come back to life, and he's standing over you with our 2 dead bodies and just starts beating you with us.
Listen, Justin's gonna get to that when it's time, okay?
Yeah.
Don't give away the end yet.
Byron, it's your turn. Nyx has just fallen in front of you.
Byron flips the arrow in his crossbow over and says, and just tries to shoot one of the other eyes.
Okay, which one are you shooting?
I'm
The
gonna
one
try-
Casper's at, or the other one?
I'm gonna try and kill the other one since Casper's taking that one, and they're cross hatching us here with magic. So, yeah, let me grab my crossbow. All these features, and I don't get to use any of them. 24 to hit
24
That's
hits.
a fun boss battle.
for 5 damage.
Okay, and this was the not Casper one, correct?
Not caster one, right?
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I'm going to turn and push on the door just to see if I can get out.
All right. You turn and push on the door. It does not push. It feels like a pull.
I'm gonna turn.
It's locked in place.
I'm gonna turn back and I'm gonna look at this guy, and Byron, kind of accepting his fate, just looks up at him and says, "I bet your mother swings harder than you do." And I'm gonna turn around and cast Bardic Inspiration to Casper, and
Okay.
hope that I can get a heal off on Nyx as soon as we fucking kill this shit. That's all I got, man.
Okay.
Do we get
So
to roll death saving throws too, or do they block those as well?
what's that? No, Nick's already rolled death saving throw. Casper, it's your turn.
Go ahead. All right. Okay. I am going to attack it at disadvantage.
Okay.
A 21 to hit
That hits.
for 10 damage.
Okay. It is dead. You slice this thing in twain again. A different one.
Okay. I cannot get over there. But I do have all reliable. I'm going to then move over here. All right. I'm going to move. So my walking speed is 30 right now. My auras are no more.
No, it is not. Your aura is back.
Okay. That's good.
That is good.
I
It's a
imagine
great
that
sign.
means I have magic. However, I don't have any ranged healing magic. So that's a bummer. I am.
What's up, buddy?
Okay, I'm going to start walking over here. In real time, this looks like he's just taking big steps.
Okay.
So I want to see where the magic stops.
Okay.
And
You have magic the whole way over.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, good.
Yep. Spoiler alert, Byron, you have magic right now too.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm so
Okay.
confused.
That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So narratively, what's happening is Casper takes a swing, adds it to the goo pile on the floor, and he feels his Eldath's call coming back into him. Just, and he gets his magic back. His muscles. You guys didn't notice, but they had shrunk a little bit because they were a bit magic confused. But now they've ballooned back out, and he does begin to cautiously go across because the other one is still alive. He gets over here. His magic is still good. That's good enough for him. This guy can definitely fuck me up in one turn. So what I'm going to do is once he notices his magic is back, he's gonna leap into action and he's gonna slide on his knee, sending sparks flying across the stone in front of Nyx, between this guy and Nyx, raising his greatsword. He's not using a shield. And he's gonna do two things. He's going to use 39 points of lay on hands for Nyx.
Okay.
So he reaches behind. He has one hand lifted to try and block one of his giant hammer blows. The other one is behind him, subtly touching her foot. For 39 points of healing. Saving 1 in the tank, as is the Paladin Creed. And then he's going to drink his shittier healing potion as a bonus action. Oh no, I'm belay that. I have one more attack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna attack this guy.
Okay.
So sorry for the bit of a long turn. I did not use your bardic inspiration. I just rolled a 14.
Okay. That doesn't hit.
Okay. That's what I figured. I'm going to roll bardic inspiration.
Come on, 8.
Come on, 1.
So 18 total.
Meets.
All right. So Casper then kind of turns a slide into. It's very. He's really contorting his body to get all these moves off at once, but he clips the guy's back of his heel, and he's going to cast Smite.
Okay.
Because ultra fuck this guy. At level 2.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have called it before.
That's okay.
But a lot of moving parts. So is this guy an undead or a fiend?
Nope.
Oh boy. Okay. Then it's gonna be 14 smite damage plus 2 smite damage, so 16 smite damage, and then on top of the 16 regular damage. So
32 total damage.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my channel divinity.
Okay.
I got all my stuff back. I can pop off on
Go
one
for
turn,
it, dude.
folks.
Go get it.
Burn it
and
quick.
So now I'm using I'm turning that smite. So immediately after you do damage to a creature with your divine smite, you can use your channel divinity as a bonus action, which is why I didn't drink the potion. So I am going to roll. I get to give people temp HP based off of that. I can distribute 15 points of temp HP, which isn't a whole lot. But I'm going to give myself 10 temp HP and Nyx 5 temp HP.
Well, thank you.
All right. So you see his giant greatsword glow with energy and clip this guy in the back of the heel. And some of that, the sword glows a bit brighter than normal, and some of that energy from the sword goes into into Casper's face and up his nostrils, and then splashes over Nyx.
You are bathed in the glory of your god as you do all this cool shit. Anything else before I kill you all?
I think that was enough.
All right. So, cool. You attack this guy, and he's giggling. He's like, and then you hit him, and he just brings his hammer right across at you, and that is 28 to hit.
That hit.
And that is for 25 points of damage as it just cracks across your chest. And then as he hits you, he doesn't see the life fly back into Nyx, and he's going to try to grab her. So if you want to try to fight him, you can. If not, he's going to try to grab you.
Oh, I'm going to try to fight him.
Okay, so that you actually have a chance. This is a opposed athletics chance. I did roll a non-natural 20.
Oh no! Oh no!
So Lisa, you actually have a chance.
Nyx being touched by a giant hand is like absolute nightmare scenario. Whatever. I don't even think I rolled athletics, but I think I rolled bad regardless. I did. I got a 7.
Okay, so he Wyrmral takes his right hand with the hammer and hits Casper in the chest, and then he reaches down and he's like, "Little human, fuel fire," and he grabs Nyx and picks her up and starts walking back to the forge.
Opportunity attack for Casper?
Yep. Anybody who wants one can get an opportunity attack.
I wasn't near him, so.
Opportunity attack.
If you wanna, no, you don't get you're grappled, so no.
Are we flanking? Because she's on the other side of him from me, but in the air.
No, that's not how that works. I'm pretty giving. That one's not.
Yeah.
That one's not there.
Damn it! A 22 to hit.
A 22 hits.
Oh my god. 10 damage, and I'm smiting again, baby.
Okay.
You're getting smitten.
he is smitten.
Help me. Level 2 smite.
Okay.
We're going all out just this once. 12 damage on top of that, and then 7 damage on top of that.
So what was your total damage?
Yeah, that's a great question. 22, 29.
29.
Damage.
Awesome. So again, this creature grabs Nyx and picks it up, and you just are filled with holy rage, and you bring down all the power of Eldath into the back of this guy's legs as he carries Nyx away. And
she doesn't like it when you touch her. Don't stop.
As that happens, oh, where'd my guy go? Come on. Well, I don't know where the little eyeball creature went because it's now on a different floor. Let's see here. I'm going to take this one back from the corner. It is now over here. So, oh, there he is. I'm just going to delete him. All right. So this creature here is the little flying eyeball creature. And he is alive, and he just moved over to this point.
And that was the one that was behind the anvil?
Yep, that's the one that was behind the anvil. So there's one in the corner that Byron shot, and there is one over that I just moved to your guys' right in the middle of the room.
Okay.
But Byron, you still feel your magic. Casper, you still feel your magic. Nyx, you feel your magic.
Excellent.
And
We're
Nyx,
back, baby.
it's your turn.
Perfect. Okay, this time, knowing that I actually have my magic back, this time can I get a con save for realsies?
Yep.
Perfect.
Constitution save. 14.
That meets.
Oh. I figured it was at least a 16.
That's so sad.
I know. It's
That's the last time it's gonna roll low too.
Allie.
I hear someone
Consider-
calling to the chat for inspiration.
Consider,
Or
Allie,
not-
that perhaps. Hello. How do you feel? How do you feel about giving disadvantage to our friend here? I mean, feel free to say no.
I agree, Kite Sage. Don't do it.
So monsters typically have a huge con pool. Is my
I know. No, that's fair. It was a shot in the dark that it was going to. Inspiration should be given, not asked for. Buzz off,
All right.
Kite Sage.
So, are you all done?
You're a
Nyx?
moderator. I can take that away from you very quickly.
It's probably going to be a higher roll.
No, you're yeah, he's real beefy.
I would guess.
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
here's what I would like to do. I would like to tell him very truthfully, but perhaps a bit convincingly, sir, if you can feel me, then you could tell I'm actually very cold. I'm chilling to the touch. So throwing me in your fire would not benefit you in the slightest. I might put the whole thing out even.
Your soul will do just fine.
Souls actually aren't flammable. Only feathers are.
He looks at you, and then he looks at the fire, then he looks at you, and he says nothing.
Because he believes me. Because I've shaken his world with the knowledge that souls aren't flammable.
That's what you think, but it's Byron's turn.
Sweet. I don't even know what the right thing to do here is. I'm going to cast slow. Yeah, I dimension door out. Peace. Yeah, I'm going to cast slow.
Okay, what's that a saving throw of?
I am looking for it.
Okay.
Okay, we are looking for a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, wisdom isn't his strongest.
I also need it from the thing next to it.
12.
Okay, so that fails.
And the other things?
Well, at
can you
least the
roll
one
that?
next to him. I think that's the only one I see is just this one right here,
Okay.
right?
There's one in the corner from behind you.
Yeah,
The-
but
the-
my
that
circle.
that one got a 17.
Okay, so that one's saved. Okay. So it's slowed, which means that it has half movement. Its AC is a -2, and dexterity saving throws are a -2. It can't use its reactions. On its turn, it can take an action or a bonus action, not both. And regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it cannot make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. If
Okay.
you attempt to cast a spell, you have to roll a d20. 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the next turn.
Okay.
And you
Perfect.
can roll to save at the end of your next turn.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. I'm going to give. You still have Bardic Inspiration? Or did you already use yours, Casper?
I used it.
Yeah, everyone's been used up, all three of them.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
The great
turn.
effect.
I'm just gonna be
It's a
like,
good one.
3 misses into a hit.
yeah. Do you need it, Nyx?
No, hang on to it for cutting words.
Well, cutting
I'd
words
say
isn't
keep
going to
it.
make a difference because the lowest he's rolled is a 28. So
Mm,
I guess that meets yours if I roll a
Yeah.
perfect 8.
yeah.
So
Well, in that case, give me that inspo, boy.
All right. Nix, you got it. Take him down.
I do not feel as though I have it, but thank you.
You'll make a great sword.
You have Bardic Inspiration.
If I die and get turned into a sword,
I will
Casper
use
better
you.
wield me.
I will use
He
you.
better wield me.
I feel
Don't
so
worry.
ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, if you die, you won't be a sword. You'll just fuel his fire. So,
So sad.
Byron, anything else?
I am going to run here.
I can't see where you're at. Okay. You're going to run there. Okay. So you still feel your magic, and Casper, it is your turn.
Okay. All right. Casper looks not great. For the
Okay.
record. He has been burned quite severely and then beaten with a giant goddamn fuck off hammer. He's not looking good. But he gets up a bit shakily from one knee. He sees Nyx is being taken away. I'm going to use a spell for the first time this campaign, and I believe it will work this time as opposed to last time. He points at Wyrmral. Like he levels his sword at him, and he says, "Come fight me, you coward!" And I used Compelled Duel. DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. It's a bonus action.
You feel the spell discharge? Oh, no. Wait, sorry. Yes, you... DC 15, sorry. What is it? DC 15... I
Wisdom,
apologize.
Sorry.
No, I
I'm gonna
thought...
start doing that to every roll my players. So you feel the spell discharge, and it works. Good job. Yeah, Wisdom.
It was... Wisdom?
DC 15. Yep.
All right. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay, there's a lot of text on this bad boy. But basically, I just put it in the chat. It has disadvantage for a minute. It's concentration. Disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a Wisdom saving throw every time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
For me, the spell ends if I attack any other creature. So.
Okay. Perfect. So it's now my turn?
Yep.
Yes, and also an important caveat. It also ends if a creature friendly to you damages the target or casts a harmful spell on it. So
Okay.
it's level 1 spell, so you guys can. I don't mind. I'm just trying to make sure Nyx doesn't get thrown into the fires of Mordor. But not your turn yet. Nope.
Okay.
I am going to move up. Good try though. I'm gonna stay here. I think this is 30 feet away. Yeah. I'm going to chuck 2 javelins at him.
Okay.
Because yet again, fuck this guy. Cool. Yeah, 21 to hit
21 hits.
for 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
And then 12 to hit.
12 to hit does not hit.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm gonna. No, that's
Okay.
it. He's
So
just like,
you
bring it on. towards this
you
guy.
you do the martial arts hand thing, and you chuck a couple of javelins, and it just the first one just barely nicks this thing, and the second one flies off into the corner. Now, I can't do anything else but try to fight you.
You can. You can try and move away from me.
He's not because he okay. Here's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's throwing Nyx into the fire, and then he's turning around and walking towards you.
Okay.
If it tries to move away, I think it has to make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
He's
Otherwise,
not. I
it's,
mean,
like,
he's
compelled
right in front
to-
of the fire. He's literally just going like, "Ploop!" You fall into the fire.
It kind of looks like he's 5 feet away from the fire.
So you are slowed, so you can only take an action or bonus
Okay, so
action.
he throws her into the fire.
Well, does he With
think
his
this-
very slow opening of the grasp of his hand, does she have an opportunity to wriggle out?
She does. She can do
Before-
a dexterity saving throw for half damage.
Hell yeah,
Alright.
let's take it. Better than getting dumped into a fire. Dexterity save. Don't bunker this. 15?
Okay. That meets. And it was 24 points of damage. So you're going to take 12 points of damage.
All
As
right.
the slowness, it slows down his hand, and instead of going directly into the fire, you just kind of slam your face into the front of it, and you're now down in front of the thing. And he doesn't do anything else because he can't do anything else because of slow.
Singed but alive.
Yep. But this creature comes over here, and that's going to... Byron and Casper, neither of you have magic anymore.
Do our current magical effects wear off?
No, because you... Well, if it's a concentration spell,
Yeah,
then
slow's
yes.
slow's gone.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, mine's up too.
He giggles and says, the DM didn't think about that. That was fortunate.
Fortunate is a word for it.
All right, Nyx, you are not dead.
So, okay. So the compelled duel that was also concentration?
Yeah, that's gone.
Okay, so neither of those things work.
Hey, you
Yikes.
can stand up now.
I can stand up now. Well, I'm gonna first
And you're actually a little bit in
stand.
front of him.
Okay,
You can run for free because he doesn't have reactions.
that is true, and I will definitely be using that. First thing I'm gonna do. I guess I don't have magic either, right? It's like
You
all
have
the
magic.
is
Yes.
sucked
No.
back out of this
You
room.
have magic. At this point, just to give you a heads up, the meta...
It looks like they are connecting to each other in a beam. Because once we kill one, we get our magic back. And when another one moves in its place, it seems to cut us off.
That is 100% correct.
Okay.
So come over here.
Okay. I
Yeah,
will.
come lose magic.
Well, I think because the two creatures, there's one that's over here, and then the other one is
In the
where
corner.
Byron
It's
shot at, which
over
is
in the, yeah, it's over in the corner. It's actually the one farther over, but that one works too. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't sure which.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah,
It
can you give me
is...
a beam real quick. Show me where these two baddies
They're
are.
like a little
Right here.
higher up on the wall. They're like the
Yep.
next level up.
Oh, okay.
That's
why I
why
wasn't seeing them at. I didn't know
see
that.
them. Oh, yeah.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll
I
lower it
get 'em
down some
now.
for you. Ready?
Okay, thank you. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Yep.
Okay, well, let me see. Let's do a little mathing. I can put myself to about here.
Okay.
And are you going to punish me for this fire being in my way? Can I shoot stuff over it?
You can
Okay,
shoot stuff
there
over
we
it. That's
go.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more of a, just there so we can see.
I'm going to use my channel divinity, and I'm going to place a curse on Wyrmral.
Okay.
And I'm
What do I
just
get to
gonna
roll? Nothing? Okay.
Nothing.
You're
No.
cursed.
He is just
Be cursed.
he yeah, it is a she just spits on him and then she runs away. But he is cursed, so the next attack against him is going to have vulnerability against it, and then the curse will end. And then as I make my way over to here, I still have my bonus action, and I'm going to bring up my favorite thing in the world, my spiritual weapon. Bring me that scythe.
I
and
will.
It can, in fact, attack as soon as I spawn it. So I'm going to spawn it over by this homie in the corner and put a little slashy slash on him with the assumption that a... oh, well, okay, first
do have
let's roll
Bardic.
to hit. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit.
Okay, can I use my Bardic Inspiration on it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Casey, what's my Bardic Inspiration?
1d8.
D8.
1d8. Alrighty, does a 17 hit?
Does not. because the -2 went away, right?
Yeah.
You guys knew 18 was a meat.
Dang! Well, I wasn't listening that close. There's
we
a lot
knew
of
that.
moving
We knew
components.
that.
Like, we can't keep it all in our head. All right, cool. That's fine. But I will spawn it close to him, and then I will wrap up my turn there.
Okay. Byron, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to get to this and then position myself around. When
You have your magic back as soon as you're on the other side of it.
Okay. I'm just gonna fucking shatter this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. That's an 8.
All right. I'm going to do 16 thunder damage as I just clap on this thing.
Okay.
I'm going to clap its proverbial cheeks from behind.
Is that doubled because of curse, or is it just weapon attacks?
I'm
No, that
attacking
was-
the eyeball. I don't know if that's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I'm trying to get our
So-
magic to where it's back permanently. We don't have to fucking deal with that thing.
You reach out and shatter this thing, and you can see pieces of its flesh falling out as it's barely staying afloat. It's almost dead.
Fucking. Ah, God damn it. I
Oh,
can't
man.
do anything as. Yeah. You can't do bonus action dagger attacks if you cast a spell in the first action, right?
That like your offhand attack?
Yeah.
You have to make it has to be part of your regular attack.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
Uh,
I need to stop real quick. Nix, did you attack the skull thing with your spiritual weapon? Okay. Sorry. Carry on, Byron. It got into the magic field and disappeared. I
want
thought
to-
you were attacking Wyrmral.
Why would I use? I'm not gonna waste my curse. I'm not gonna use a curse to give something vulnerability and then hit it with a big dumb scythe thing.
Well, that's what I thought you were doing. I thought you were doing that all to
No.
Wyrmral. No.
No. I was trying to take out the little dude. No.
Oh.
I like to use my curse, and then I would like to get someone competent a chance to attack it.
Oh, okay. Well, your spiritual weapon disappeared because it's an anti-magic field. Okay, Byron, finish your thing.
I've got fucking nothing else.
Just throw me in the fire.
All
for
right,
real.
hold
Just
on. Give me a
lift me
second.
up.
I'll have.
Do you have a
I'll
bonus
have-
action?
in the fire.
Give me some dice. Do you have more? Can I have bardic inspiration?
I literally have nothing else. I mean, I have a single bardic inspiration left.
What are you trying to do?
So
I
Nick's,
have-
Inspiration.
yeah. So
left.
Nick's, your bardic inspiration is back because your hammer or your scythe would have disappeared as you went to attack. So, Casper, take my last one.
Wait, is it not just? I thought it was like just a beam. Is it like an AOE effect? Does it have like
They-
a 5-foot range or something getting close to it?
Yeah, so it's like a 5-foot range. So like it was hitting. It was going straight through, and
Oh.
it's an area of, like just straight across from each other. It's not just a
Okay.
laser beam, but it's like
Yeah, I was thinking like laser beam
Mm-mm.
version of.
However wide it has to be
Okay.
so that you can't cast your spells is really
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
all it comes down to.
you guys
Okay.
clearly knew that thing made magic go away.
We
clearly
did.
Yeah,
Well,
knew.
clearly. Yep.
not yet.
That's what this has been because this is a creature we've experienced before. So I'm just gonna look at Casper and say, "Go get him, you big dumb beautiful bastard!" And I'm out of bardic inspiration,
Thanks,
and
boss.
that's it. That's all I got.
Proud.
Yeah, I'm attacking this stupid thing. So
All right. Fuck this guy. Bye, guys. I'll see you on the other side. He
Bye.
And is gonna definitely Allie, if you're still there, I'm probably gonna need you. Because I'm about to do a lot of damage if this hits.
Okay.
All right.
Is that a 27?
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh my God, no way!
It's almost like your god's there for you.
My God, Thank you, Elder.
Negate the crit. Yeah, make him.
Give me I will divorce.
No, you can't. You can only give me disadvantage. You can't give the PCs disadvantage.
Oh my god. All right.
All right,
This is a
roll
lot
your
of numbers here.
70,000
Dang,
damages.
dude.
And so to be clear for you, Nyx, Curse is just vulnerable to the whole attack or specific damage type. Because I'm going to be doing different damage.
Yeah, so the phrasing of it, next time you or an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage. And then the curse ends.
Okay.
All of that
So
attack's
give.
damage.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm sure you can
know.
get pretty close to killing it with this this attack. It's not quite bloodied, but you're probably
Alright.
going to do like 400 damage.
So it is.
Not quite bloodied. Have we even hit it?
I
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys have done almost. You guys
I
done
haven't.
almost 100 points of damage.
Sweet.
All right. All right. So 9 damage just from the base. Oh no. I get an extra 1d8 because it's the vicious greatsword, bro. Oh my god, this is the first time this is happening. An extra 5 damage from that. Okay. Of course, I'm gonna smite. I absolutely was gonna do that anyway.
Okay, you're good. Give me all the damages. Is.
This is my first hit. That's my last level 2 spell slot. An extra. Oh god, this is so many fucking damage dice. Sorry, I gotta pull up a calculator.
All right. So while you're pulling up a calculator,
Yeah.
I'm going to describe what's happening in the room so you can get all the math done over there. So these eyeball creatures are still in the back, shooting their anti-magic rays across the room. Wyrmral is he's looking a little bit scared as Casper comes running across the room. The rage of Eldath coursing through his veins. He's like, it's got like a vein in his neck that looks like it's gonna burst. He's so angry. There's a couple of dead creatures over in the corner. You done mathing yet? I'm running out of things to say.
As Casper's running, you hear against each thigh.
He's hanging heavy, boys.
Just
How's the lance doing? How's it?
oh, it's hanging on. That's what I was saying.
You-
Casper. Oh, not that lance.
No,
Okay.
no, wrong lance. Other lance.
So you actually got an up close and personal look at this lance as he tried to throw you into the fire underneath the lance. It is a big long lance, and there are intricate arcane patterns running up and down this what would just be a giant looking normal type lance, but there are arcane runes that are running up and down the length of it.
Is it all put together? Because he was like,
It
hammering
is
away
now.
at it.
Yep.
Okay.
At the
All right.
beginning, he said that he completed his work, but we can go back to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead,
78
math.
damage with just the crit and the normal hit.
Okay.
I don't. So is curse just the base damage, or is curse also?
We're
the
gonna
crit
say with a crit, it's everything, because this should be absolutely amazing. And here's the cool thing. You come running across, and as you do, Eldath fills you with power, and she says, "My child, you look like you need this." And you can feel her holy light force into you. And, I mean, he had 93 hit points. There's no way that you're not going to do that damage.
Canon wise, we now know that Nyx is actually Eldath because she's the one doing this. So
You're welcome.
Yes. So 78 times 2 is 156.
Which could have almost killed it flat out.
Dang, dude.
Okay. So okay. All right.
156 points of
you're
damage?
basically like One Punch Man. So you're just gonna.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta add. Can you add
Yeah.
anything else onto that attack? Do you have anything else you just want to like tack onto it, just so that's our baseline for like?
Yeah.
Okay, most damage we've ever done in one hit, 156.
But just
I will
describe
finish.
the
No, that's
coup
a
de
great
grace. The
idea. So So Casper he's had a plan this whole time. Giants need both legs to work. He's been working on this back of the heel this whole time, just hitting it over and over again, and he levels the sword as he charges at him, and he drops to his knees and slides on his knees through his legs and just slices through what's left of his right ankle. And as the giant is falling to the ground, I imagine, or toppling over, Casper kind of scrambles back to time it right, and he just sticks his sword on the floor and lets the giant's head just impale itself right onto it, making a nice little shish kebab.
Nice.
Wow.
All
Wow!
right.
What fucking luck! Holy shit!
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is why I don't. This is why I curse and then I do not attack, because I know that I'm not pulling numbers like that.
So I'm gonna say you guys easily mop up these other creatures in the corner, and Wyrmral falls dead.
Byron's just like stabbing this eyeball thing, just like fuck it.
Great boss fight. I've never had a DM take away all of our abilities. That's definitely panic-inducing for sure. Oh man.
So,
And
really
then
amazing.
the doors open behind us, and the two giants.
No,
are not-
fucking leave that shit shut.
Okay.
All
so
right.
You guys look over. Maeve is sleeping in the corner.
She's earned it. She's tired. Let her rest. I say I'd like to check out the anvil and how. I don't know if we need to put out the fires before we get close to it, but
So as you get close to it, the lance is to the point where as you get close, it lengthens so that you could actually grab it from out of the fire without burning yourself.
okay. I still assume that it's going to just burn all the skin off of my hands, but I'll take off. I don't know. I've probably got some extra fabric somewhere that I'll ball up around my little hands just in case it's hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pick up this lance, shrinks down to normal size in your hand. It is completely cool to the touch.
It's the cold hands that happens. Don't worry about it.
Just cold it down immediately. Perfect. Yeah, she would take it in and look a little bit in awe at it, and then just kind of like turn around and hold it out to her team members, and just say it's pretty incredible that this is what we've been looking for this whole time.
You can see that this lance, now a regular size lance for a medium sized creature, it's made of some sort of silver metal. There is a mended crack in the middle of the lance, but as I said, there are arcane runes going up and down this lance.
Can I examine the anvil that was alight with colors and see what I broke?
Sure. You go over. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. And 18.
Okay. You walk over there. You're a pretty smart guy. You immediately notice one of these symbols. This contraption was synced to each of the collars. Like that, you're like, that was on that specific collar that I saw on that one character. And oh my god, that one is on the collar that was on Charnask, right? So somehow these were linked up to that machine.
Oh. So basically when I hit that, I freed everybody?
Maybe.
Is it like all banged up and broken and?
Yeah, it's all out of commission.
Okay. Ooh, that seems very promising for getting us out here.
He
out of
triggered all
Tucson.
the traps on him. He just killed.
They're all
30
just standing outside
Maybe.
the door.
I'd like to approach Casper with the lance kind of in between her palms, just carrying it straight out ahead, and offering it to him, and just saying, There's no one else that I would trust more to carry this back. Will you keep it safe?
I don't know if anyone else can carry it. Looks pretty heavy.
I mean, she's
no,
literally holding it. Like,
it's
I don't,
right here. Not I've got a
Byron.
+0 to strength.
I'm just
actually. It's
saying,
not too bad at all.
like,
Okay.
you're beefy, but come on, man. Like, enough is enough. Like,
I suppose I can hang on to it if it's that much of a concern. I'll just let me put it with my cloak I'm not using anymore.
Are you okay, Nix? You took a pretty big beating.
I am, and I know that you helped me through that, and thank you for that.
I'm not letting you get out that easy.
you look
You
over
gotta
at
at least help us a little bit with the bus.
you look over at Byron, and he is burnt, boiled, and bleeding out of his mouth as he's barely alive. He just goes,
Oh,
"I'm good too."
you okay?
Let's do a quick round of, and we'll just do a little mass heal. I think, just a quick little touch.
So that's a 10-minute
that's-
spell, I believe, right?
I was actually casting mass healing word. Doesn't matter. I did for 4.
Okay.
For 4. So you're very welcome. Glad you're feeling nice and tidied up.
That got me back over half. Woo.
The blood clears up, and it's just like, so you're perfect. Excellent.
Yeah. My nose stopped bleeding, so that's good.
So just so I'm aware, you have Nix, you have the lance, correct? You're keeping the lance, or did you give it
up
to
Casper?
Casper? Did you take it?
I'll take it.
When Casper picks it up, does it get a little bit bigger again?
It does. It just gets proportionately larger.
Yeah.
But as you touch it, Casper, you are no longer in this room. You're standing in in the shallow end of a lake. There's a waterfall before you, and you feel a warm presence behind you. The same presence you felt the last time that you. Go ahead, Byron, get it out. I can hear you. I can feel you. Go ahead.
No, warm presence in the water. I got it.
No.
Yep. So it's the warm presence of your goddess behind you. And as you feel this warmth washing over you, she says, "You've done well, my child. Mesterkath has emerged from his slumber, but you have brought this back again." And all of a sudden, you see a flash of light, and in your brain, you see this giantess of a woman wearing purple armor, like just with slashed with yellow, and you see her with the lance in her hands. And then it cuts to her, and she is at a forge, and she is breaking this lance in half. You would know that a broken weapon is the symbol of Eldath, because she's kind of a pacifist goddess. But this was given as an offer up to her. It cuts over, and you can see that this same woman, her long hair, she appears to be some sort of mix of Goliath and elf. Her long blonde hair and elven ears, along with the Goliath face, as she's putting it into 2 different tombs. Right? So the first one being the one that you guys were in, and there was another one where they found the other half. And Eldath says to you, "This is the weapon that was used to kill Varast. You're going to use it to kill another god."
Tall order. But I wouldn't have gotten this far without you.
You can
Hopefully.
feel a warmth radiate through you that you can only describe as a smile. And she says, "My child, I don't know where we'd be without you and your friends." I'm glad you got rid of that bird.
Rude. Eldat,
I'm
that
sorry,
was
CJ.
unnecessary.
Eldat, that's a little rude, not gonna lie.
That was not
but-
the
She's a
actual saying of
pacifist, but
Eldath.
she's not above cattiness, it would seem.
No, she's full of shade.
verbal slaps are well within her wheelhouse. Emphasis on my group, my friends. I don't think I'm gonna be converting them to your light anytime soon, but they're as good of a follower as any in these times.
The interesting thing about friendship is as they walk in your light, they too walk in mine.
Wow. Well, that's convenient and well said. Did you have that written out?
That was off the top of the dome.
Wow. Nice.
As she
I was like, how the fuck did you predict me? I was asking about those.
Eldath dabs and you're back in the forge room.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what happens. Do you have anything else to say to Eldath before you blink back into your regular existence?
I won't let you down.
You feel a hand caress your cheek softly. She goes, I know. Yep. And you're back in the room.
Okay. We both dab. That's like the
Yeah. That's how you get away from the spirit realm. Yeah. You have to dab.
Byron is snapping his fingers in front of you. He's like, dude, are you here? I said let's go get drunk. What is wrong with you? Like, why are you just standing there?
Drunk, yes, let's do that right now.
First off, I think we just need to rob this place blind. Like, I don't know who's been here, but this looks like a really fancy mansion hidden. There was a dragon here. There's got to be a hoard of treasure somewhere. I say we just wipe this place out and steal as much stuff as we can. I know this is the side of me I try to suppress a little bit, but fuck this guy. Like, that
Byron,
hurt.
Stop drilling, you've hit oil. I will begin to loot.
Goblins assemble!
Goblins
Yeah.
descend!
All right. So you guys tear this this mansion apart. Well, there is a two-handed weapon that Wyrmral was using. That is, it's called Wyrmral's smithing hammer. It has the ability to 2 times per day. It costs you 30 gold each time you do it, but you pour smithing oil, like what they light the forge with, in the end of it, and it shoots out a lesser version of like Cone of Cold, but it's fire. This thing's pretty cool. It's actually made from the jaw of a dragon, and at the end, it's like an alloy that is like steel and onyx, and that's what the head of the hammer is, and it's lit on fire. So you can do that. You got that. You find a deck of illusions. You find bracers of defense, wand of war mage. You find
I don't know what these things do. I have to
That's
look them
okay.
up.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll get to it.
You find a scroll of animal messenger and spider climb. 5 superior healing potions. You find about 500 pounds of curing sausages that on further investigation is made of Haragon. So
Nice.
about
Those should be good.
eight sets of leather armor and 3,000 gold pieces.
Each?
Taking the
Total.
gold.
You know I have to ask. Okay. How do you split that evenly?
It's
I'm working on-
3,200 gold pieces.
There we go.
Bless you.
You find a couch and you find 200 gold pieces in that couch. But as you guys are walking around the castle, you find that the necklaces, or that were on the creatures, they are on the floor, and the other creatures are not. You can't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Two birds with one stone.
I'm like, I'm like the freer of slaves now. Like,
Mhm.
I've got a new calling card, guys.
Is that what you want us to call you, Baron? The
Nah.
freer of slaves? Actually,
Not really.
FOS.
Yeah, I mean, I realize I'm an inspiration. I mean, literally, my words alone caused you to move in such a graceful manner that you just cut that guy down entirely. I mean,
that was all thanks to you.
Yeah,
really
I
appreciate
mean-
that.
Excuse me. If I can interject, I think that it also had a little bit to do with my curse.
all I'm saying is my
Like
words,
50%
my
of
my
the-
words, and he went into a frenzy.
I'll just take
Hey
my
guys, listen.
500 pounds of Haragon meat
We're-
and I'll just make myself scarce then, I guess.
Guys, we can just stop this campaign right here. We can just become Haragon meat sellers. I mean, that's what I mean. Listen, guys, we're really a team now. I mean, I don't think we could have won that without everybody's help.
Should we come up with a team name?
Oh, well, that's a novel idea.
Yes, but it needs input from everybody.
Yeah, from the chat.
Oh no, no! God no!
Starting a contest today, you'll have 2 weeks to submit your choices for
Yeah.
our team name.
Bodie McBoatface.
Barty B and the Temptations.
Ooh, okay, we've got a strong
kinda
contestant
like
right off the back. Yes, the sausage lay on hands is an option. Mm.
All right. What would you
Oh, can-
like to do?
I would
Um,
like to geek out about the castle that we're in.
Okay.
Just as we're exploring it, if I can get a little taste of that good old lore, that would be delightful.
like,
Sure.
why was it here? What's its purpose?
Sure.
Well, because the place that you guys have previously explored was dwarven built, but it was full
Mhm.
of a bunch of like people who had been seemingly exiled from somewhere or cast out from somewhere. I want to know who the fuck those people were.
I found the room
I
of
wanna
all the
know why
dead
this
Haragon.
castle's here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you're going through this, and give me a history check.
I would love to.
I'll
And she's
help.
got her little Necronomicon out. By the way, she's just scribbling notes as we go. I got a 29.
Okay. So with a 29, you see that this is more of the civilization that the dwarves were in before. Like a lot of underground dwarves, they built things gigantic, even though they are smaller creatures. These creatures, through the history that you find out, that they were shunned by some of the other dwarves who were on the mainland, and they came across the sea to this land, and this is where they built their place to live. This castle is very, very old. But you also see that Wyrmral, as he's been here, has started to alter and change and warp what this building is. So you'll come into a room that has items that were supposedly dwarf size that have now been just completely smashed, and other mechanical contraptions have been built up that are running things through, like power and stuff, through the castle. But as far as what happened to the dwarves, you don't know.
Is there any indication that these might have been some of the same dwarves that originally settled Donver's Hold? Because that's also a dwarven city that just adopted a whole bunch of new races over time.
Sure. I mean, do you want to give me? Well, you gave me a 29.
I rolled 29, my man.
Okay. Yeah. So with a 29, that is not these people.
Oh,
So this is
different,
from some.
okay.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
that's a good question. The architecture that you would have seen in Donver's Hold is a
Mhm.
little bit different than this architecture here.
And is there any indication that Prowler has been here? Is there any like
No.
hot pink Decker.
Yeah.
Oh, finally, this place is pure. We should stay here.
No kidding.
We could take over here now. There's no one left to rule this island. We kick out the mayor, we live in the castle, and we rule the rabbit people, right?
This place is really hot.
Yes, it is
It's
very
in a
hot.
volcano.
I
Yeah.
mean, is that just because Byron's here, though?
Yes.
I mean, I do take exhaustion whenever I'm.
Ew.
That's a.
Anyway,
Is there anything I can harvest, like for poison in this area?
Um,
I mean, it's fine if
Give
there's
me-
not. I just didn't know.
give me. We're gonna say it's like a luck roll. So just give me a random D20 roll. On a 19 or 20, you find something.
How does a 5 work for you?
You can't. I mean, you find a section that you think would be like poisons, but it's all very, very old, and it's no longer something that you could work with.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know if if any of the aberrations or anything had anything. So,
Mm-mm.
alrighty.
Just thinking, can I like use the knowledge of the building? Is there anybody in Donver's Hold that would find value in this? Like, clearly, like Nyx cannot possibly be the only like history nerd. You know,
Sure,
is there
yeah.
someone where it's like we could take building plans or drawings or something of it.
You may want to bring it back to the wizards. They're like the scholars of the city.
Yeah.
That's something because you guys haven't gone to the enchanter's court.
Not yet.
You
We haven't.
you could do that. Or if you're looking for just a random history person, you still were supposed to go to the library,
Yep.
and you could find somebody who has interest in history. Donver's Hold has pretty much anything that you could want.
Okay. So I'll kind of store that away for next time. If I find like scrolls that have like, building plans or something, otherwise she'll just kind of like take her own notes and kind of store this away as like valuable knowledge.
Yeah, you find that you can sketch it out, but they don't just have like this is how it was built. But you can sketch it out. If you want to give me a performance check on how well you do cataloging and drawing it up.
Okay, I got a 16.
Okay, you do a pretty good job. You're able to take down some of the runes that are etched into walls. You get an overall idea of what the layout is of the building. Some of the stuff you can't tell the difference because Wyrmral has done such crazy things to it, but you get a really good idea of what this is.
Okay,
Would-
awesome. Thank you.
Would comprehend language make any sense, or is this just ramblings of a crazy man?
So, if nobody speaks giant, you could try to read it with comprehend languages.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would definitely attempt to, like,
Sure.
after we clear this thing out, to assisting her with her history. Just
Okay. So you're going through and looking at things, and it seems like where you're at is just the ramblings of a madman. But as you work your way back towards the back of the building, things aren't quite as jumbled, right? So you're seeing snippets that all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, that doesn't seem like just absolute garbage. And you're seeing like, found the first half. It started to talk to me. We got this to the south from a temple. These are just like, obviously they aren't this eloquent, but you're piecing all these things together that essentially he went out, found the first half of the lance, and that lance half made him go crazy.
Oh,
It kept telling him that it needed to find the second half.
okay. Well, Awesome. So if we head back, who was the individual who was running the town? Alestra?
Mayor.
Yep, the mayor.
She had offered to give us a bunch of 1,000 gold worth of adamantine
Hmm.
in exchange for us figuring out why the Herringons were all going so crazy.
Okay, I
So
think we did that.
So if there's nothing else that we want to check out in this place,
I
we have
do.
enough time.
Okay.
Uh, I would like to do while they're doing all of their nerd shit.
Mhm.
I would like to look for to see. This is a huge. Also, the details on this map are bananas. This is a
So
Gorgeous map, yeah.
again, hold on. Let me get back to
Ooh, gotta give
my
out
notes
credit.
here. So the person who made this map, why is it not doing it? There we go. The person who made this map is Kodiak Smack. It's called Castle Conchabar. Conchabar. It's from Tales Bazaar. Everything on the outside, though, I have changed slightly, but this is a beautiful map. There's so much detail, and there's all kinds of stuff that even as I'm going through after I've built this map for weeks, I'm like, oh shit, that thing's there. I didn't know that was there. There's lots of really cool stuff on this map. They did a good job.
Yeah, it's big.
Yep. So what were you trying to do, Rob? I think your Wi-Fi went down again.
Sorry, it's Twitch. I swear to God, it uses up so much of my bandwidth. So, okay, I would like to. I saw, so I do want to look because I think it'd be potentially pretty cool. I see on the map that there is like what was supposed to be stables. I think.
Mhm.
Can I go and see what kind of creatures live in a volcano's mansion stables?
Sure.
And is it a lava horse? And may I have it?
It is not a lava horse.
It's a bunch of dead rams that are just like laying.
No.
I can use those. That's fine.
They are hellhounds. So there are dogs that are
Close the door.
infused with fire. They are in cages.
Okay.
But that's what's in there. And then for some reason it looks like there's a pig in there that I left that I wasn't supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Thanks,
one individual pig that I didn't delete. So he's very hot. He's mostly bacon.
I take the pig.
Okay. Is it like
And I want. Thank you. I expect many more where those came from. I'd like to take the real thing that I wanted to do was, and I'll take the pig. Is there a chapel or like anything small like that in this mansion?
There is. Hold
I
on
feel like
a second.
the doors probably would have built that in at some point. Whether or not it still looks like a chapel might be a little bit iffy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
my
I'm getting.
You're good, dude.
Okay.
Think about what we're gonna do with 500 pounds of Paragon sausage in the meantime.
Yeah, no idea.
We'll find a buyer probably faster than we think. I'd imagine.
I would hope so. I just hope we can find a buyer for anything soon. I apparently have been hanging on to like 12 scimitars in my inventory for a hot minute now.
So
I also don't remember when I picked them up, Rob. Thank you for that look, but I wish I knew.
the deity here is Moradin.
Okay. So I'd be looking around for the chapel when I find it. I didn't expect it to be my god, obviously, but I will. I set oinkers down on a pew, and I'd like to just get the a view of this place.
Okay.
Kind of sense, is this like a desecrated area? Has it been defiled?
It is a little bit. So it's not too crazy. Like you can tell that this is who this is. Well, I guess I should have made you roll a religion check, but it is what it is. You can see there are symbols of hammers, and you see reference to the soul forger, the creator, all these things that would tie you to believe that it is Moradin. The pews are for the most part intact. They are smaller, dwarf size, but the stonework in here, where it hasn't been kind of smashed a little bit, is immaculate. Like, it's really, really beautifully done. Someone took extreme care to make this place beautiful.
Okay. I'm going to use my sending stone when I come across it to Byron and say, "Hey, Byron, I'm going to be in the chapel for a little while. Let me know when you two are ready to go. Otherwise, I'll be in here." And then I will try and spiritually clean up the place
Sure.
as best I can with more. I'm not an expert in Moradin. I'm sure I've heard of them before. So
Sure. You
yeah,
do things to the best of your ability, whether that's lighting incenses or just wiping things up, setting, like maybe there's a pedestal that's been knocked over. You set that back up. You just put things right so that it feels correct, and then I guess maybe you just make sure that the feel is right, and it doesn't seem like there's anything bad. There's no bad juju.
Can I make a religion check on if there does Morden like take offerings in the form of like raw materials or things like that?
Sure. Give me a religion check.
22.
Okay. So, excuse me. You would know that melted metals are offered to him. In place of melted metals, if you had, so this is where it gets a little weird. If you had something that showed that you had like chased orcs off, or you have some sort of orc offering, that would also work. But it's melted metals are really the thing that he does.
Okay. Interesting. I don't have any orc stuff save for my own body. And I don't have any melted metals. So, okay. Fair enough. Cool. All right. I will be as respectful as I can, clean up the place and make it look
Okay.
nice, and then I will take my piggy and I will go back and we can
Okay.
scoot it all.
Perfect. Anybody else want to do anything?
Welcome back, Casper. Oh, what is that? Why do you
Oh,
have
this
that?
is Oinkers. I found him
Oh.
in the stable.
Oh,
I was
and
worried. He looked really hot. I didn't want him to die. So,
It licks your face affectionately.
oh god.
A pig lick
Yep.
when he's had no access to water for a
Yep.
while. Oh no.
It looks at you and it goes, "Thank you so much, sir."
No problem.
Pat, pat, pat.
Oh, you're
Emily,
so kind. I'm
I
glad
didn't
that
know
you.
this is happening.
I'm glad that you aren't one of those people that hates talking animals.
That's not your fault.
So
No, there's gonna be a lady that like fights with her fists. It's like a dragon thing. Don't talk around her. She will
Got
kill
it.
you.
I've seen her kind before. I won't say a thing.
Byron leans in close to Nyx. He's like, "Spit roast? We could just have a barbecue."
I feel like it's insulting if we leave it alive.
He looks at
I feel like
he
it's
looks at you.
much ruder.
He looks at you and he
You
says,
won't hurt my
"Spit roast was my name in college."
Yeah, I bet it was.
I do.
I'm sure it was. Oinkers, maybe you would be very interested in staying with a certain Minotaur friend of ours. She looks like she could use a buddy, and you look like you could use a home that's not in the middle of a volcano.
Cut to the three of you at Molestra's house, and she's giving you 1,000 gold worth of adamantine.
And we're just
And,
like, you have to keep him. He's not coming with us. He has
Hey,
to stay. Just
This
here.
is my pig.
Drink him. Casper.
Finders keepers.
Um,
Also, it's a sentient being. It can make its own decisions.
Harrington is there. I don't know if you guys remember him, Harrington the Haragon, the one who enjoyed a good gambling. But he was supposed to be the person who was working with Molestra, but you actually see him. He's outside, looks completely disheveled. completely poor. Like maybe he gambled away all of your money
Didn't I
that you
give
gave
him a
him.
lot of money? Yeah.
You gave him a couple shekels. So
maybe an idea that might happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we got some sausage that you might be interested in.
oh, thank you, sir.
I'll take a pound of it.
Wow, this
Wow.
is so great. I was so hungry. I haven't eaten in days. And he just starts biting into it, and he's like, oh, this is so good, sir. Thank you, thank you.
It's a bit stringy for my taste.
Do you
Uh,
happen
Gotta
to
find
know Charlie's friends? If you can maybe give him. We found his legs in the lava. We found his legs in the lava, but this was still salvageable, and I'll hand over the kind of ratty backpack that he had, and just ask him if he could return that to Charlie's buddies.
Of course. And as he walks away, you see him putting the backpack on.
Yeah, that
Clearly no desire to give it to anyone else.
We should stop helping people.
Well, we did know he was a vicious gambler. The drug addict.
I mean,
$200.
Charlie's friends too. I could have saved myself this pain if I had just been like, fuck Charlie. I don't know who that is, but I know I'm not helping you find him.
All right. So,
Oh, wait, I
You
want to know what
all-
happens with Malastra.
oh, she is super thankful. Oh, thank you so much for this. I can't tell you how happy I am. Maybe this will allow me to get that promotion and get the hell off this godforsaken island. And she covers the pig's ears, and she's like, and when I do, I'm gonna eat this.
Hey! You better fucking not!
He's like, I can hear you know.
Listen, oinkers.
I hope you get everything you deserve, and it sounds like that is exactly what you deserve.
Oinkers, you defend yourself to the fullest extent of the law, okay? If she tries to eat you, you're welcome to just go to town.
It's
You look over, he's got a knife.
Okay. I think now that we have saved all of the village, saved the island, freed the people for this, gained the history and stuff, I think we need to catch a boat ride home.
Yeah. So there is the Sunset's Bloom, which is the airship that you originally came over on. And there is a boat that also it comes sporadically in between the two. But you guys are waiting, and actually I guess I should roll something. Okay, yeah. The Sunset Bloom shows up as it's done its track, so it goes like from here up north, over and back. Up north, then back to here, and then back to Donver's Hold. So if you guys want to jump on there, you can. All of your friends are on the ship still, and you head back to Donver's Hold.
And leave this shitty island to continue exploiting the natural resources.
As the ship is flying off into the sunset, the sun is dipping below the ocean, and you guys get a little bit quicker level up.
We
Bum, 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 bum.
level up.
You guys think there's gonna be another murder mystery on this flight?
The captain walks in, he pushes his glasses up, and he's like, no, sir, this is going to be a direct flight. No distractions, no alterations from the course.
I'm just waiting to see like The Office with Michael walking in. There's been another murder.
So,
I'd like to try to pickpocket the captain. I want to try
that's
to
what we're
loot the
doing?
captain. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
okay.
I rolled nat 1. Allie, this is your chance.
Allie! Yes!
Allie!
I'm letting you know right now, for a perception, he rolled a 25.
Good luck.
This is
Allie.
the last roll of the session, Allie. Allie uses
Let's
it.
go.
I speak for her as her
Okay. You steal his wallet, and inside of it are some drawings of a man wearing very little clothing, and this is their fantasy boudoir photos.
Ooh.
But it's not the
themselves?
it's not the captain. No,
Okay.
the captain's
Oh.
name is Emerald Farragar. It is someone else.
It's just drink tickets.
Yeah, it's a whole
Like
bunch
the
of drink
guy's just like, this is the only currency I know.
Thank you,
That's
Allie.
great.
Love you.
All right.
Mad respect.
So I think the first order is to pick up our money
Okay.
so that way we can
you're gonna,
shop.
You're gonna head back, and who gave you that quest? I got quest list right here. That was Io. Io gave you that quest. So okay, you can go back to Io. We'll say that's where you're gonna start off next time.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I am glad that you didn't die, although I thought that you probably were. But you guys,
I was prepared.
you guys did a great job. That was really great. Give you got a level up, and if you didn't have it already, give yourselves inspiration. So good job.
Woo!
Excellent.
Nice job, guys. Good working
Yep.
together. That was good. We did pretty well working together.
We
none
still
of us
need
died.
inspiration. I'm
Kite
sorry.
Sage.
Kite Sage is gonna get inspiration. Nix, what were you saying?
Oh, I'm just amazed none of us died. Just
Well,
very pleased.
Well,
Oh, being knocked down does not equal death in this household.
Yeah. She kind of saw stars for a moment. That's what happened there.
Yeah.
okay.
That's all.
That's true.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate everyone who sat through all of this. It was a long fight, but it was fun. I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time.
It was good.
And we will see you next week.
Boop, boop.
All right.
Good.
Love you
Bye.
guys.
See you, everybody.